Today, we're gonna take the steps towards better coordination on the drum set in just 3 easy steps. Here we go, cutting right to the chase. Maybe you've learned this pattern before. This is the Bossa Nova foot pattern. Maybe it's not exactly the way Bossa Nova is traditionally played, the authentic Bossa Nova music or samba music in Brazil. Nonetheless, this is the pattern a lot of us drummers learn around the world that is an approximation of the music, and it's still a really good tool to learning coordination, practicing combining rhythm and polyrhythms between your different limbs and getting it all to work together. So we're gonna take this foot pattern. Now normally you might play this pattern on top of that. And there's so much you can do with that, but today we're gonna do something else. So we're going to play single strokes, right, left, with the Bossa Nova foot pattern. So every time you play foot, rest, left, foot, that's 4 spaces for notes. That is going to be right, left, right, left. You have to very carefully line your right hand up with your foot, your left hand up with your foot, kick or hi-hat, depending on where it all lines up. And this alone is a really powerful thing to be able to do. Once you have that, speed it up a little, and now we're going to reference a previous video I made about playing an accent grid, playing the accent grid as single strokes. So prepping for accents, I'll put a link in the description below so you can watch that video. This is so cool because we're going to move our accents around, play the different combinations that you get from that exercise, from that video, and we're gonna play them with our hands over top of the foot pattern. There's gonna be some tricky spots if you haven't done this before. Playing that accent on the E with your left hand while maintaining the Bossa Nova foot pattern where there's no footnote in that space. That's gonna be a little tricky at first. It's so worth practicing and getting underfoot. Pun not intended, or maybe intended because I just made it up. So what you want to do once you go through the whole list, and again, the same PDF is going to be available on my website and the link is in the description below. Once you can do the whole list with your hands over top of the foot pattern, you can really branch out from there and create so many different rhythms. These accent patterns, it's every possible combination of accented note and non-accented note within a grouping of 4 notes, whether that's 8th or 16th or what have you. As you mix the order up with these different accents, you're creating any rhythm you can dream up. So start to mix and match them, and it starts to sound like this. You can play phrases, you can sing phrases in your head and get them out on the kit with your hands. You can orchestrate them over any foot pattern if you practice and develop these combinations of working your hands and feet together. You can play anything you want. When I work on this stuff and I feel like there's something that I'm not getting, my hands don't want to do this thing, or rather, when I try to play a certain pattern with my hands, my feet, they want to move from what I'm intending to play, and I have to break that connection and form new connections in my brain. One of the most exciting things is when you develop this coordination and force your hands and feet to do different things and work together in new ways that you weren't used to before, you can actually, oh man, this is so cool. You can feel your brain changing. You can feel new connections being made in your brain about how you're working these rhythms together. It's the most wonderful feeling in the world. So work on these exercises. Let me know how you're doing with them in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.